Wish me luck. Give this a go. Well, looking at it, I reckon that's where I've ended the cut there. I reckon if I was just to cut up there, would it come off? I don't know. Oh. Same again there, I finished the end line there. If I was to cut down there, would it all come off? If not, I'll cut right down there. Well, let's give it a go. Well, after a big struggle, I managed to get a piece out, the vent. These are all the bits I had to cut, look. How many of them? All these little bits just to try and get it somewhere. So that's the big hole. Because this bit there was actually double skinned and it had a lot of reinforcement on it. Anyway, cut a long story short, I've got it out, cleaned it up, and there it is. So I think that's going to look really nice on there, isn't it? So I'll have to, because these are recessed down, I'm not going to cut this yet because I'm not sure whether this engine is going to go in the car. But what I will do, I'll actually cut a hole just the outside of that, and so the whole thing drops down. Then I can clean it all up and do a cut and butt on it. Or was it a button cut? I don't know, no, cut and butt. Whatever it is, that'll fit she does. So I'll do one of them so I can actually push it right down and I can actually tack it in quite a few places to get it right in place. Then I can get the grinder and just cut it down, weld it, cut it down, weld it. Underneath there it's all clear, there's nothing, but it's got to come down, there's a recess under there somewhere, up to that line. Anyway, I think it looks pretty good. What do you reckon? Well, I've been thinking about which way around this should go, and I think these have actually got a slight curve that way. I think they look better than that because obviously the body sort of flows sort of like that. So that's the way it's going to go. I've just put it on there very roughly at the moment and drawn round it because that's where it's going to go. It can't go up any further that way because there's a seam in there, so it's got to go there. If I take this off, right, you can see where I've drawn around it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut on this line there, and hopefully it'll actually just sit in there. I just need to double check on the other side of this. But so okay, what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try and cut this little piece out here where these lines are there. With a bit of luck, once I've cut it out, this should actually fit in there nicely. We'll try anyway. Right, I think I'll keep that piece of metal. I think that is. Be interesting to compare the thickness of this to the MG. about that. I'm going to use one of these little disky things there. I should just take the paint off. I'm a bit disappointed with this boot because the bloke I bought it off of, the whole car, he said he had this little shot blast. You put some primer on it. You never just painted some primer over the top of it all. You can see all the colours underneath. I don't think you can see it from there, but well, that's sort of in its little final position. I think it's going to be final. Just need to remeasure it about 1,000 times, make sure it's in the right place, then I'm going to have a go at tacking it. I need to set the welder up a little bit because I think last time I used a weld I was using some quite thick metal. Anyway, not bad, is it? I've just turned it over to see what it's looking like. Like I said, I've only got 3 tacks on there at the moment. So do 3. I think it's going to be alright, don't you? Okay, that's all tacked on at the moment. Now what I've got to do is a grinding disc, preferably one that's not covered in oil, and start from the middle, put it at an angle. So you go along there like that, so you cut up to about there, and then, or maybe a bit further, then you push this down, and that go flush, then I put a tack on it. Right, that's pretty much finished now. Well, it's all roughed out. I've actually welded it all, it's all tacked in. Where these arrows are, there's like a little tiny high bit. That one there, I just need to get a, that's all right there. I just need to get a dolly and a hammer. And same with that one there, I missed out a tack. Oh, excuse me. So all in all, it's all pretty good. So just basically where the arrows are, I just need to do something with it. See that one there, it's gone down quite low. So what I might do is get the old Dremel out, because it's got a smaller blade, just cut it and whack it up again. But all in all, I don't think it's too bad. What do you reckon? Well, I've just been going around here sort of very closely and then cut a little bit. It's a little bit high. I could get away with them, but I might as well just do it properly because it makes more work with the filler. So what I've done, I marked it all in the black. So that bit there is high. So I'm going to grind them two welds off and I can just bang that down a little bit and re-weld it. And here, that bit there is low. So I'm going to, it's okay there. I'm just going to get a hammer and dolly and sort that out. This piece there is low. Right, so we've got here a bit of a disaster zone. That's actually higher. That side's higher. So I reckon I can cut that weld out and give it a tap out from underneath. So it's not really as bad as what it seems. I might grind that weld off there. There's a little bit of high there. Anyway, what I'm going to use, it's really low there. So I've got to cut that weld and that weld. And probably up to all these welds. And I'm just going to give it a tap up from underneath. What I'm going to use is my little Dremel, which is somewhere, here it is down there. So let's see if we can get on. And I won't bother videoing it because it's quite boring just watching me cut and weld and all that stuff. So once I've done all this, I can go all over it and weld it up. I've spent a bit more time playing around with this because there's a couple of little high bits here and there, so I thought I might as well spend another sort of 10 minutes. So what I did, I actually got the little Dremel out, cut some little slots and banged it up or down where it is needed. So I'm just going to follow it around. I'm just going to do a little bit of welding, sort of, I don't know, here, there, just to try and keep the heat away. I'll still let it cool down. But all in all, I don't think it looks too bad. Well, I'm not sure how much you can see, but this whole thing's pulled in, like it's all gone curvy. Not sure what to do really. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to finish welding it, grind all the welds off, lay it down and see if I can straighten it up somehow. But this is only thin, so I should actually straighten up, shouldn't it? Or will it? I don't know. Anyway, there's not a lot more welding to do. No, done quite a bit of it. I know there's going to be a few holes here and there, but let's get it welded, ground up and reassess. Right, you can see the extent of the dip in it. What I've done, I didn't actually show you, but I've actually put a cut right across there. Now I wish I had cut more G-clamps, but I'll give you just show you a rough idea what I'm going to do. I know it's going to take a little bit of filler anyway, but I don't want to eliminate as much filler as I can. So I've put this strong back across here. I've got these two little G-clamps. You see it's coming up there now, look. Everything's pulling up nicely. I need to come up with another plan. That's come out quite a bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go and have a cup of tea, which normally sort of solves all the problems. Then I'm going to decide what I'm going to do. But I reckon, I'm just looking at that, I reckon if I was to, don't use G-clamps, if I was to use a piece of this plate, that's sort of long, drill 2 holes in it and put a nut and bolt through it, that should pull it all up in place and I'll be able to weld the whole lot across, won't I? Okay, I think we're on plan C at the moment. What I have done, I don't know if you can see very well, I've actually cut down there because this piece here is sort of bowed inwards, and then what I've done, I've cut loads of pieces of box section and put some box sections to either side, and then these little gaps in there I put 4 washers, so hopefully it won't crush that. So the whole idea is see if I can actually get this to straighten up a little bit. It'll be a bit fiddly because the bolts I've used are not proper bolts. What they are is these. That's all I was long enough. Oh, you call these? They'll come in handy. When I put a few little tacks on there, I'm going to let it go completely cold, then put some more tacks. But I think I might have actually saved it. I know it's going to leave a little bit of filler over it, but there you go. It's still quite warm. I think I must have put too much heat into it. This patch here is all heated up. I did try and heat it up this morning with my little torch thing, put cold water on it, and it said no, that's not going to happen. I think what it was, because the metal sort of stretched, I need to try to shrink it. The only way I can find to shrinking it is cut a piece of metal out. So it seems to be working okay at the moment. So I'll let that go completely cold. Then I should just go along there and just put another couple of tacks. I should do that for the next sort of hour or so. Then when I take the clamps off, it's all going to stay in place. Can't go anywhere, surely not. Well, the idea is take the clamps off, then I'm just going to fold these, give it a bit of a primer, and I'll probably leave it because I'll do that when I do the body work. Okay, this is probably the 4th time I've done this. Now I'm happy with all the way this is sitting. That's a little bit low there. I need to bang that out a little tiny bit. I'll do it in a minute. But this join here, if you remember, I had a big dent in it that way, big concave dent. So when it's welded, and what I've done this a couple of times. Now I've put these little straps in there to hold it and weld it across. Now what I've done, I welded it and tack, then let it cool. It's still buckled. So I don't really want to, that's actually nice and flat there now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it over and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Right, this is the cunning plan. The other cunning plans weren't quite so cunning. I'm not going to weld that just yet. I'm going to clean all this up, give it a good old clean up, and I'll bend a piece of plate like that, and I'm going to tack it so it tacks there, there, there and there. I'll show you in a minute, and hopefully, because it's tacked, the bloody thing won't be able to move, or will it? I'll give that a try anyway, we'll see what happens. So I'm going to go and make that now. I've cut a piece of plate out somewhere, I'll put it down in one of them safe places. Oh, there it is, on top of the fire. So let's get it made, shall we? Right, all cleaned up. I'm not going to worry about underneath. I'm just going to make sure this is nice and flat, which it looks like it is. That's the piece I've bent up. This can be welded in or something like that. I'm going to angle that piece off there just to make it look a bit prettier. When you put something in, make it look as though it's supposed to be there, rather than a piece sort of added to it. But all this looks nice and flat at the moment, which I'm really pleased with. But I'm just going to get so I'm going to do that end there now. And I'm just going to go around with the dolly, because I know that bit there needs pushing down just a little tiny bit. So I might as well do that while it's here. Okay, so it's belt and braces time. Right, okay, so what I've done, I've got these two pieces in there, they're all clamped together. That piece there is actually being held down by that bolt with this spreader across it. So the plan there is I'm going to tack this to there, see how many tacks I can get in there, up there. Once that's tacked, I can turn it over and weld the other side. So surely there's no way that can move, but what I will do, once this is all tacked, I shall let it cool down. And I'm not going to take any of this off, so I'll just turn it over, weld it up, and let it all cool down again, and see what happens. And if this doesn't work, there's only one other thing, I'm just cut the whole thing out, put a piece of mesh in. But we'll see. Well, I think we can call that a success. Not bad, fourth time lucky. I've got to just weld that little piece in there, and a little piece in there, and grind in there. I'll show you what I'm doing. I'll take all the rest of the paint off, got most of the paint off. And there's just a quicker, I just want to dolly that up a little bit, it's a little bit low. All in all, I think we cracked it.